Intramodal chromatic dispersion. Intramodal dispersion or chromatic dispersion is pulse spreading that takes place within a single mode. So this spreading arises from the finite spectral emission width of an optical source. Say for example, LED emits at a broad spectrum. So LED emits wavelength from 800 to 840 nanometer, the spectral width is 40 nanometer. Okay, so due to that broad spectrum, that the effect is called the chromatic intramodal dispersion. So the phenomenon is also called group velocity dispersion, since the dispersion is a result of the group velocity being a function of wavelength. Okay, the spectral width is the band of wavelength over which the source emits light, so which is represented by sigma lambda. Say for example, for LED the spectral width is approximately 4 to 9% of a central wavelength. If 850 nanometer means the spectral width would be 36 nanometer. That is, it may vary from 832 to 868 nanometer wavelength band. Laser diodes have less spectral width. That is 1 to 2 nanometer for multimode lasers and 10 nanometer for single mode lasers. And causes of intermodal dispersion. Intermodal means material dispersion and waveguide dispersion. There are two main causes. One is material dispersion and another one is waveguide dispersion. So material dispersion is also known as chromatic dispersion, since this is the same effect by which a prism spreads out a spectrum. Okay, the refractive index property causes a wavelength dependence of the group velocity of a given mode. That is, the pulse spreading occurs even when different wavelengths follow the same path. Causes of intermodal dispersion. Waveguide dispersion causes pulses spreading because only part of the optical power propagation along a fiber is confined to the core. Only part is confined along the core, and the remaining power is confined to maybe across the cladding. Okay. Within a single propagating mode, the cross-sectional distribution of light in the optical fiber varies for different wavelengths. Shorter wavelengths are more completely confined to the fiber core, whereas the larger portion of the optical fiber at longer wavelengths propagates in the cladding. So this is being propagated. So the only larger power is confined to the core, and a smaller power is confined to the core, and larger power exists in the cladding. This is how for long wavelength. This is how for a short wavelength. So this effect is called the intramodal dispersion or waveguide dispersion. So the refractive index is lower in the cladding than in the core. So this is the diagram depicts. Okay. Polarization mode dispersion. Next one is polarization mode dispersion. So this results that there is, as we have seen, there is two polarization, horizontal polarization, and another one is vertical polarization. These two may travel with different velocity. So at the time at which the two modes arrives at the receiver may be varying. So pulse spreading may be occurring. So this effect is called the polarization mode dispersion. And this diagram shows the modal delay, meridional ray optics representation of propagation mechanism in an ideal step index optical fiber. So modal delay appears only in multimode fibers. So this signal distorting mechanism is a result of each mode having a different value of the group velocity at a single frequency. Okay. So the maximum pulse broadening arising from the modal delay is the difference between the travel time of the longest ray congruence paths. So this pulse broadening is simply obtained from ray tracing, and for a fiber length it is given by T max minus T min equal to N1 by C L by sin phi C minus L. Okay. So this is the expression for pulse broadening. The maximum bitrate B can be sent over a multimode step index fiber. The fiber capacity is specified in terms of the bitrate distance product B into L. Bitrate times the possible transmission distance L. Okay. So in order for neighboring signal pulses to remain indistinguishable to the receiver, the pulse spread should be less than 1 by B, which is the width of the bit period. So this example problem shows that. Okay. And the pulse broadening is directly proportional to the core cladding index difference and the length of the fiber. Modal delay. So a successful technique for reducing the modal delay in multimode fibers is through the use of graded refractive index in the fiber core. So a graded refractive index reduces the fiber core. So by having graded index means the refractive index decreases as the core radius increases. Okay. So the waves propagating at the larger radius will travel with less velocity. Likewise, so if the refractive index is reduced, means the velocity increases. Since the refractive index reduces, the velocity across the higher order modes increases, so that we can reduce the modal delay. Since the speed of the light in material depends on the refractive index value, the higher order modes travel faster in the outer core region than those modes that propagate through a center, fiber center. So this reduces the delay difference between the fastest and the slowest modes, and this expression gives that. This is a problem showing that. And factors contributing dispersion. So various dispersion effects arise by so this is the expression wave propagation constant beta as a function of wavelength or angular frequency. Various dispersion effects arise by expanding beta in a Taylor series about a central frequency omega naught. So inserting such an expansion into the waveform equation, variations in beta due to modal dispersion and delay effects on the frequency components or the pulse during propagation along a fiber. So this is the expression. So from this we are deriving the time difference between the propagation between two modes. So beta 1x and beta 1y. That is called the polarization mode dispersion. And we can derive this spreading of the group velocities. Chromatic dispersion is called the group velocity dispersion. The spreading of group velocities is called the group velocity dispersion, and beta 2 is called the GVD parameter, d equal to 2 pi c by lambda square into beta 2. Okay. So S equal to dou d by dou lambda, where d is called the dispersion, and which is given by lambda square by 2 pi c the whole square into lambda square s naught plus 2 lambda d. And group delay. So group delay, the information carrying capacity of a fiber link can be determined by examining the deformation of short light pulses propagating along the fiber. Okay. Consider an electrical source signal that modulates an optical source. Assume that the modulated optical signal excites all modes equally at the input of the fiber. So each waveguide mode thus carries an equal amount of energy through the fiber. Each mode contains all the spectral components in the wavelength band over which the source emits. So these are the assumptions. Assuming that we are going to derive the group delay. So tau g by del equal to 1 by Vg equal to 1 by c d beta by dk equal to minus lambda square by 2 by c d beta by d lambda. So we are deriving all these. We'll see that so the unit for dispersion is the pulse spread as a function of wavelength is measured in picoseconds per nanometer kilometer. So nanometer is a unit for wavelength and kilometer is a wavelength with a unit for distance. So it is as a result of material and waveguide dispersion. Material dispersion, there are, as we have discussed, two types of dispersion: material dispersion and waveguide dispersion. Okay. So material dispersion. So this is the tau mat. This is for material dispersion. And similarly, when we derive, so this diagram shows the wavelength, material dispersion as a function of wavelength. So material dispersion, it increases with increasing wavelength. Material dispersion increases with increasing wavelength. And coming to the waveguide dispersion, and you derive expressions for the tau waveguide. So this is group delay due to waveguide dispersion. And when you draw the graph for waveguide dispersion, so it is like somewhat like this. It is the waveguide parameter b and the derivatives, and this is the waveguide dispersion. So it increases. It somewhat more or less remains constant as the wavelength increases. Okay, so that's some negative effect. So the waveguide dispersion decreases with the increase in wavelength. So this is the for the total dispersion, material as well as. So this line shows the material plus waveguide dispersion. This is material, this is waveguide, and addition of these two gives the total dispersion. Okay, and polarization mode dispersion. So due to horizontal and vertical polarization, so birefringence exists. So birefringence, due to this birefringence effects, this polarization mode dispersion occurs. This is the fast mode, this is the slow mode, and time delay between these two horizontal and vertical polarization modes, which give rise to polarization dispersion. And this is the expression for polarization dispersion delay. And coming to the single mode characteristics of single mode fiber. So we are going to discuss about the characteristics of single mode fiber. Under this, the first topic is refractive index profile. So there are different types of refractive index profile, like match cladding. So where there is 2A. So this is the 2A. Only one step index is there. Only one index stage. Del equal to 0.35%. Another one is depressed cladding. So where we have two index stages, 0.25%. Another one is 0.12%. And this is step index. So one refractive index stage, 1.2%. And this is triangular with annular ring. Where there are two index changes, 1% and del 2%. Also the radius varies. Okay, in the form of a triangle. Double clad or double profile. So where we have two refractive index changes and two radius. Quadruple clad profile, where we have four refractive index changes, del 1, del 2, del 3, del 4, and 4 radii. Okay. and this is large area dispersion shifted. So there is large area dispersion shifted and large area dispersion flattened fiber. So dispersion shifted. So the point at which the waveguide dispersion and the material dispersion both cancels is called the dispersion, is called the zero dispersion. So it's the point at which the material dispersion and the waveguide dispersion cancels is called the zero dispersion. If that zero dispersion is shifted to the longer wavelength, that is called, to reduce the effect of wavelength, that is called the dispersion shifted fiber. Okay, dispersion shifted. Large area dispersion flattened. If the dispersion is brought uniform throughout the wavelength, then that is called dispersion flattened wavelength. Okay. So these are some of the index profiles which we have discussed so far. Zero dispersion, as we have seen, zero, positive and negative. So this is the thing which we have discussed. Positive and negative dispersion which seriously affect the close phase WDM signals within the C-band because of nonlinear effects in the fiber. So these are the things which we have discussed, and these are the profiles: dispersion, wavelength versus dispersion, material dispersion, standard single mode dispersion flattened, and dispersion shifted fibers. Next category, next characteristic is cutoff wavelength. Cutoff wavelength is an important parameter because it separates the single mode from the multi-mode regions. And this is the expression for cutoff wavelength. Lambda c equal to 2 pi a by b root of n1 square minus n2 square. So this is the expression for cutoff wavelength. And dispersion calculate. How to calculate the dispersion? D of lambda equal to 1 by L d tau by d lambda. Sigma equal to D of lambda L sigma lambda. Sigma lambda is called the spectral width. And this is the expression for the delay. Tau equal to tau naught plus S naught by 8, lambda minus lambda square naught square by lambda the whole square. This is the expression, and a problem can be solved on this. Thank you. So in this unit we have discussed about the various dispersion mechanisms, like material dispersion, waveguide dispersion, and also we have discussed about the characteristics of single mode fiber. Thank you, Nandal.